What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Here is my next project car. This is the 2000 Lexus GS400. I'm new to this platform, but just picked this car up for about $1,000. It runs and drives, but it does have some misfires, and my plan in today's video is to get this car up and running, do some maintenance first, and then we go from there to just fixing up everything else that's aesthetically wrong with the car. First thing I started to do was take off the valve cover, take out the spark plugs. I got to do the knock sensors, so I'm gonna have to take off that intake manifold at some point. First thing, after taking off the valve cover, I cleaned it up and I started to powder coat it. As you can see, right now I'm just letting it sit. Now, if you're wondering what I'm using, this is what I'm using. This is VHT flame-proof header paint up to 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. I used this stuff before and it really works. Sorry about the wind noise, but yeah, if you want to paint any engine parts, headers, exhaust, that's your go-to. But I'm just gonna take you guys around real quick and just show. Car is okay, not in the best condition. I gotta replace that center armrest because it's filthy. I got the car filled with tools and parts. It's really hot right now. It's like 200 degrees inside of the car, and it's the 4th of July. The battery's dead right now, so can't really open the door. Again, the back seats are in better condition than the fronts, but it's all covered in parts and tools. But once I get the car all fixed up and cleaned up, I'll show you guys more. Everything basically that needs to work works, but the sunroof doesn't close because the sunroof motor went bad. Replacing that, order a new part. A new motor will be here sometime, but it looked like at some point this quarter panel was repaired. You can see the bundle that they used is cracking, wasn't repaired properly. In this area you can see the crack in the bundle. The rear bumper needs to be repaint or replaced altogether. This tail light is good. This one looked like it has a bullet hole in it. I don't know how that happened, don't ask me. And yeah, this side, this quarter, what's up? First thing I did when I got the car, these are just regular Lexus wheels. They're 16 inches. I hate small wheels. I painted them, but you know, just for now. Nothing crazy, nothing special. These are just parts from the engine bay. I took everything, well, not everything. What else? Front bumper here. Side marker lights. Has a scratch on the front bumper on both sides. I replaced the front brakes and rotors, brand new. I got to do the rear brakes and rotors as well. Yeah, this mirror, like a chunk is taken out of it, so I mean it still works and function, but it doesn't look good with a cracked mirror. So basically this is where I'm at. I'm just gonna roll the clip to where I started taking off the engine covers and taking off the valve cover to do the spark plugs and valve cover gasket and PCV valves and everything else. So I'm gonna roll to that clip right now. About to do spark plugs, valve covers on the Lexus GS400. So first thing, you take off the engine cover And then disconnect these ignition coils. They come up pretty easy. You just slide the top off. These things are so brittle, they're old, they break so easy. Trying to be careful. Okay, we got the connectors off. As I was taking this one off, it just broke easy. Again, it looked like this was never changed. I will be replacing the ignition coils at some point. So the next thing to do is to disconnect this 10 mil on each of the coil pack. Trying not to drop this. Good thing this is magnetic. Get yourself one of these. They're flexible, you know, they get into the hard to reach places. So each of these are 10 mil. Okay, this one's trying to fight me a little bit, so. Okay, we got all four on bank one out. Each of them has a little bit of oil on the tip of them. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me try to focus on that. Each of them had a little bit of oil, which tells you the valve cover is leaking. There's a little bit of oil down there, or dirt or something down there. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of rat shit everywhere in this, on this engine bay, because there's a whole rat nest in here. It's kind of gross, but things you got to do when you buy a $1,000 car. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is get some towels or paper towels to plug up all the cylinders so that you don't get any dirt in it. Next thing I did was disconnect this vacuum hose. This thing it was basically plugged in right here. I took that out, and then I took out this PCV hose. This thing is 25 years old, and so when I was taking it off, the plastic just cracked. It's so hard and brittle, so I'm going to be replacing this. It plugs into here, and the other half plugs into the valve cover right down there, right down here. So that we're going to do next. Well, I'll replace that next. Next thing we're going to do is take out this 10 mil here, and then we take out this one right underneath here. That whole, well, on the back here, that holds down the harness for the spark plugs. Easy. Take that out, put it to the side. Make sure when we're taking off the valve cover, we could just get. Okay, we're just gonna disconnect the rest of these things that hold down the harness. Next one is right there. There's a bunch of rat shit next to it. Hey, there's one thing I hate. It's dealing with this type of thing, man. This is disgusting. I feel so grossed out right now. Put this here. And here. Let's see what else is holding this down. Right here. I'll take this out. Alright guys, so far I took off those two vacuum lines that was here and here. Just to get them out the way. I think I'm gonna have to disconnect this fuel line. Try not to, but most likely we'll disconnect that just to have a little more room on it. But next thing is I'm just gonna take up these valve cover bolts and start taking it off. I got a bit ahead of myself here, so I don't take off the bank one valve cover. And like I was saying, I kind of got it ahead of myself. I just went ahead and took everything else apart. This side was much easier than bank two is much easier than bank one. But pretty much got the valve cover off. There's a lot of oil in the cylinder, especially on bank 2. Let me show you another issue I found here. One of the spark plugs wires here is broken. That I'm gonna have to redo, or repin, or resplice, whatever you call it. Maybe put a solder or butt connector on there or something. Yeah. And this connector here for this, I don't know what this sensor is called. Don't kill me in the comment section, but I forgot what this sensor is called. But I could not get this off for my life. Like, I tried everything. I don't know. It just pretty much stuck on there. But I was able to like finesse the valve cover out of the way and pretty much get it off. Remove a lot of the PCV holes and stuff out of the way. And yeah, so I'm gonna clean these up and pretty much just re-powder coat them before I put them back on, because they look disgusting. I ought to clean a lot of this grease and grime off, because this thing been leaking oil for like Lord knows how long. But so far this car is kind of like a breeze to work on. It's not difficult, it's not hard. So yep, so got all the spark plugs, got all the ignition coils back there. As you guys can see, they are full of oil, especially on the second bank. Like, they were all full of oil. So that I have to do. And after that, after I do the spark plugs and ignition coils and whatnot, valve cover gasket, I have to do the NOx sensors. They're under the intake manifold. So I'm just gonna leave this off for now and continue tomorrow. What's up, man? So this joint was misfiring like crazy due to this. All the spark plugs on bank 2 is just caking oil, and that carbon deposit and oil. Right there. This joint is just, no wonder why it was misfiring. Okay, we're pulling out the next spark plugs, and it's filled with oil as well. Whole second bank is all oily. All right, pretty much. Look at this. This is insane. I'm surprised this car wasn't smoking from the rear. There's so much oil in the cylinder. I took off the timing cover here on bank 2 just to take a look at the timing belt. This joint looks like it's brand new. I look at the tooth. The tooth are brand new. Like, it was just recently done, but it was done at 45,000 miles, according to the sticker that was on the engine cover. But maybe whoever owned it after that most likely did the timing belt, because as you can see, you can still see the letters are brand new. It's like it was just recently done. But there's a lot of oil around this, most likely leaking from the timing cover. It's a lot of oil. I can't say it was the valve cover, or maybe from the VVT cylinder. So when these leak, I guess it causes oil all over the place. I could be wrong, but it looked like that's where it's leaking from. I gotta see how the hell you're supposed to like really seal these, and maybe put some gasket maker around it while reinstalling it. But This side is good. I only took off the covers to paint them just like I did these. You know, I'm going to do the same thing to the intake manifold. Just, you know, give it a little refresh. And if I see any oil, like new oil leak, then I probably most likely know exactly where it's coming from. But yeah, timing belt is great. No cracks, nothing, basically brand new. So I'm gonna take that side off. This side looks more difficult than the other side, but you know, take that off and clean it up. I took off the valve covers on the Lexus and I powder coated them. So a little bit of dirt from my hands being dirty. And then I did the same thing on the timing covers, took them off, powder coated them, which is the other side of the valve cover. Got it fresh and clean, painted. Now I'm just gonna put in the those grommets in each of the cylinder holes. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the PCV side, because see a lot of people do their valve cover and they always forget or don't replace the PCV grommet that goes here. That you have to replace. Mine's the PCV failed and oil was leaking right from there, out of, you know, and also from the edges of the valve cover. Usually the areas where you got to put the RTVs or the gasket makers, that's where it was basically leaking from. And also my VVT solenoids, they were both leaking oil. So I got to replace that, but that's for another day. So right now I'm just gonna prep this, put in the grommets and stuff, and just prepare to install this. So I think it came out pretty good, not bad. I got the valve cover for the GS all coated up. Got the valve cover gasket and these PCV gasket thingies, or center, whatever you call these, you're in. Same thing on this side, on the other valve cover. And the timing cover as well, I got those powder coated, and now I'm just going to install them on the vehicle. Intake manifold off, so a little bit of oil in there. Seemed like this manifold gasket failed. Looked like it was never changed or replaced, and so a piece of it, was that spacers? Okay, look, it kind of looked like a double gasket, but it's not. I don't want to touch any of this until I clean it, so I don't drop anything into the. But yeah, look like a whole animal nest under here. Like a rat was living under here. There's a whole bone. Look at that. It's a bone right there. This was a rat nest. I don't know why they designed the manifold like this, to have there's a whole space here, like, but yeah. So I'm gonna clean this up, get new manifold gaskets, and go on from there. Yeah. Technically, I was gonna make this like a one video introduction video thing, but it looked like I'm gonna turn this into like a series. Cause there's a lot to be done on this car. Oh my God, like the amount of dirt and how deep it is in this valley, it's crazy. It's 25 years of collecting. No wonder why the knock sensors weren't working. The wires are not even connected. Look at that. Sorry. There's nothing there. It's not like the sensor is bad, it's just the connectors broke off. and it looked like on both sides, not even connected. It just, yo, the sensor works. Well, I would assume that they work, but there's nothing there. There's no wire connecting to it at all. Like nothing. This one, nothing. This one. Let me show you on the other side. If I can get this off. But maybe from this side. See that? Nothing. That's easy. I just have to rewire everything or just get a new connector, a new harness. Because the whole thing here, look at that, broken off. And this is connected to the starter? Yeah, the starter motor? I'm not sure, but why would somebody do this? Doesn't make sense. Like, look at that. Why would somebody do this? This is a do it while you're at it type of job. So I'm gonna leave this off for a couple of days. Order starters. I will a starter. See if I can get a replacement harness or just get the plugs for the two knock sensors and just rewire them together. But yeah, this valley is filled with dirt. Filled with freaking dirt. Like, how did all this dirt get in here? This is crazy. This is insane. And then after that, I gotta clean up a bunch of rat poop. Gotta be careful with these 25-year-old connectors because they're so brittle. They break so easy. All right, man. I'll get back to y'all once I'm done cleaning this. I got the manifold gasket all painted up. Coated. It's called powder coat in a can, but yeah, it's all prepped and powder coated. It's probably gonna mess up this seat, but I am gonna replace these anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I don't care about these seats, they're cooked. This one is in a slightly better condition than the driver's seat, but it's already cooked. So I'm not trying to save it. It is what it is. Yeah. I'm just gonna pop the hood and show you guys the valve cover. Here's that PCV Grommet I was talking about. It goes right here. Usually when the PCV fails, this is most likely bad as well. I didn't have this plug in before, so I'm just gonna put something there, but I did the valve covers and it's like there was no point of actually doing it because they got dirty again, like rather quickly because, dirty hands, reinstalling. And so there we have it. And I still got some cleaning left to do in here, but I'm gonna leave this for now. Everything else looks Gucci. So the goal was to make this less than 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to that mark right now. But I'm going to cut the video off right here. I'm going to stop everything right here. And, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video where I'm putting everything back on and installing the knock sensors, starter, manifold gasket, throttle body gasket, because I got to order all that stuff. I already did the valve cover. I already installed everything back. Well, not everything, but the valve cover gasket I've installed already. But everything else I have to do, then put everything back together, then do the oil change. And, but there's plenty more coming on the Lexus GS400. Plenty more. I got plenty more that I have to do on this car because this was a quick fix and flip, but I like this car. I think I like this car. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. If somebody offer me something better than, ideal or than what I'm asking for, then I will sell it. But as for now, I want to get it working in good condition. Not working, but the car was working. It just wasn't in the greatest condition. But that's what you get when you buy $1,000 car. You're gonna have to put money into it. There's no such thing as a cheap car. You buy a cheap car, you got to put money into it. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Please, I need that. Please subscribe to the channel. I got more on the way, like I said. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.